in a fight at Cumbie on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange.
So Jeanette, you're Bailey's mum. What was he like as a child?
He was a very caring, considerate child, and he still is.
What was it like growing up with Bailey as a brother then?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been entertaining along the way. He's a really good kid, you know. Like I'm very proud of him. He's a very mature young man, you know. For his age, anyone would think he's a lot older than what he is. But no, it's just been great to experience all this with him, and yeah, it's good.
And what about his school reports? Did he do well while he was at school?
Yes, he did very well at school and excelled in sports in every field, really.
Was he one of those kids growing up that done well at school but preferred all the sport kind of things like physical education and all those kind of things?
Yeah, he always got his homework finished quickly because he wanted to get on with his sport, so he was still focused on his academic work but loved his sports.
And obviously Bailey has become a footballer. Was there ever any chance of him playing in other sports while he was at school?
Not as far as he was concerned, but he was offered clubs to play for Australian rules. They wanted him, and he did very well at basketball as well.
You must have some great stories from your time growing up. Are you going to or willing to share one with us?
I might have made Bailey a little bit scared of water, dogs, probably anything else along the way. I sort of was probably a bit of a bully of a big brother growing up, and he'll tell you all that himself, that he's petrified of water because of me, you know, dunking him underwater. But some good times growing up.
So basically any of Bailey's fears are your problem and your fault, are they?
Yes, pretty much, yeah, pretty much, yes.
You seem to be very much a fun family as well. I've noticed in the match programme that he's sponsored by the English side of his family.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. We didn't know anything about that, and yeah, bit of a laugh.
And obviously you're here with Jaidyn. Bailey's a very proud uncle. You see pictures on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It must be like lovely to have an uncle for Jaidyn like that.
Definitely. You know, Jaidyn loves him very much, and yeah, he's a great uncle. He's a great brother. He's always been very, you know, into his family, and you know, been all the way over here. Obviously, it's pretty hard us being back in Australia, but no, you know, he's really great uncle and a great brother to have.
Yeah, he loves his nieces and nephews, and one of 5 children. Very family orientated.
Are you in the process of talking Jaidyn into being a footballer, or has he got something else lined up?
Yeah, we're going to have to try and get him to get his uncle to teach him a few tricks, but he's sort of torn between AFL and soccer, so he's not really too sure what he wants to do just yet, but yeah, we'll see what happens, see which one he enjoys more, and whatever he wants to do, he can do. As
a mum, when Bailey eventually left for the UK, how hard is that for you to know that your baby boy is going to be over the other side of the world?
When he was doing well, I mean, it was easy because it was all the nice phone calls. It's when, you know, he had a few hard times there, and we had to convince him that everything was going to be fine when we didn't even know ourselves that it was going to be. But thankfully it's all worked out for the best.
I believe you have a Preston North End number plate on your car back home. Is that Bailey's thing, or was that you that done that yourself?
No, it was actually his dad that did that, and just come home with the car with the number plates, and pretty well known in the area.
And you're proud to drive that around Melbourne?
Yeah, definitely.
Andy, I believe you're responsible for Bailey's sporting influences.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
What was it about football that attracted him and you to get him to play football rather than Aussie rules or something else in Australia?
Well, I must admit, when he was little, I think he was 5 or 6, we lived very close to a football ground. And we took him up to training, and he liked it a little bit, didn't think much of it. I think about his 2nd or 3rd game he scored a goal, and that was it, he was hooked.
And I believe you were one of his first coaches as well, as a 5-year-old for Langwarrin?
Yeah. Well, all parents do it in Australia, that's the way it works. There's no professional side like that, so parents look after all the clubs.
And obviously, as Bailey progressed, he got the chance to come over to the UK to have trials with Crewe and Celtic, and then obviously went back home. Did that affect him in any way, the fact that he came over and didn't get a contract anywhere, or did he just knuckle down and get back to playing his football?
Yeah, I think the second, really. He was, more inspired him, because to be told that, no, we won't be offering it, I think that was... And it was nice. Dario Gradi was very nice at Crewe, very honest. said, I don't think he's got what it takes, and we won't be offering you any contract, and thank you for coming. And he just, he dug deep, and he liked English football, liked what he saw here, and he was going through his growth spurt at the time, so he was a little bit chubby, a little bit underfit, and he just come home and he's just so determined, so determined.
And Bailey has obviously represented the Victoria Institute of Sport, he's represented the Joys, and he's also played various other Australian international youth football. That must be a very proud moment for a parent to see your child playing for your national club.
Yeah, oh, definitely. When he got the call up at under 17 level, it was fantastic. He just, from being rejected, not rejected, but told he probably wouldn't make it 2 or 3 years earlier. And in the Victorian team itself, the first year he went for it, he didn't get past the first phase. So he got a bit dejected. But the next year, he was in as captain, and he made the Australian team the same year. So he's just so determined, so focused.
And if he's ever to represent Australia at senior level, will that be the crowning achievement, so to speak?
Oh, definitely. There's no ifs or buts there. Representing the country, yeah.
And finally, how well do you think Bailey is doing here at Preston North End?
Fantastic. Preston's been a brilliant club for him. He's been here for 4 years now. I'm so glad he didn't go anywhere in the summer of a year and a half ago. He never wanted to leave, and it's been just getting better and better and better. Just can't fold it. And the youth setup he come through with Jamie Hoyland and Dean Ramsdale, I put all the credit goes to them, because Jamie signed him after a 2-hour trial, and Dean never saw him and took his word for it. So that was good, really good.
That must be such a buzz for Bailey to have the initial setbacks when he came over, and then after a 2-hour training session he got signed up eventually, didn't he?
Yeah, that was, we were buzzing going back on the plane. We couldn't believe it. It was amazing. And then he had the long contractual problems with getting released from Australian FA, which took its toll. And then 5 gaffers later, he's still here.
Bailey, you've had your family from Australia over in recent weeks. How's that been for you?
Yeah, it's been nice. For a couple of them, it's their first time over, which has been really good for them, and it was a surprise for me with my little nephew coming. Didn't know he was coming, or my dad. So it's nice to have them over and have them at the games, and they can see, well, for my brother and my nephew, they can see what it's like over here, and what I'm doing, and what sort of club Preston is, whereas the rest of my family already know. So it's nice to have them here. It feels a bit more homely.
And I believe Jaidyn got to come out with the mascots and yourself at the last game against Stevenage on Saturday. What was that experience like for you and for him? Yeah,
I was shocked to see him stood there, the little kid on him, uncle on the back. So he loved it. He hasn't stopped talking about it, and I really loved it as well. So to be able to do something like that with him was nice. It was a nice moment, and something I'll remember, and I'm sure he will.
So is that something you can try and convert him into a possible P&E footballer in the future?
Yeah, well, he's always told me, Aussie rules, I'm going to play Aussie rules. It's now turned to, no, I like soccer now, I don't like Aussie rules. So he's slowly converting, so if it was a bit closer to here, Australia, I think he'd give it a good go.
Bailey, thanks for your time and good luck on Saturday.
Cheers.